Hello everyone, this is Yeeflex and welcome back to another Yeeflex Outdoors video. In this video is going to be a really short recap of a poke bowling trip I did down in Half Moon Bay. So basically in this trip I went poke bowling for the first time with my uncle, my little cousin, and my dad. For my dad and I, it was our first time going poke bowling. My uncle had been asking us for quite a while to go. We never really had a chance until more recently, about a week and a half ago from me making this video. So I think it was on a Sunday afternoon, sometime in the beginning of November. And we had an amazing day out there catching monkey face eels. Um, I would say in the total of the trip, we caught about 16 or 17 eels. We let 5 or 6 go because they were kind of small, but pretty much there was action the whole day. The first thing I actually pulled up was a baby rockfish, same with my dad, and it was pretty crazy that my uncle and my cousin, they were poke pulling, and they were pulling these eels out of this one hole. Like literally like 6 eels came out of one hole. It's crazy how narrow the holes are for some of the eels that they live in. The bait we were using was squid, but I also had some leftover shrimp from a smelt fishing trip I did at a pier. It was just like maybe like half a shrimp I just had left over that I didn't take smelt fishing. I only cut half of the shrimp, and it was kind of an older piece of shrimp sitting in the freezer, but it still bit on it, and that's actually what I caught my first monkey face eel on. We didn't really measure the size of the monkey face eels, but as you can see in a picture within this video, you're going to see like a bucket full of the monkey face eels, and there were quite a few of them. And you'll also see somewhere in this video as well, like the length of the individual eels. So if you've never seen a monkey face eel before, they're actually like a type of fish, but mainly they eat algae when they are older. When they're younger, from a YouTube video I watched, they said that the monkey face eels are omnivores, where they eat shellfish and algae, but when they get older they just strictly eat algae, so more of the vegetarian type fish, if you want to call it that. But yeah, they're not actually eels, they're fish. They have gills and they have a fin and tail, but because they're kind of a slimier fish within on its skin, I guess it's classified almost like an eel. Don't really know how they classified it exactly that way, but just from trying to grab it, it's almost like grabbing a earthworm. It's pretty hard to grasp in the sense. There's a lot of slime on the outside, so they're able to live in the rocks, like in the jetties. So basically we went on a day where the tide was at 0 foot, and it was pretty interesting because my uncle was saying that they never go out to the jetty on a 0 foot. They normally go on a negative foot to poke pole, but this trip we caught like 16 eels, which was a record for them to catch, because normally they catch like 4 or 5 out there at Half Moon Bay. So poke poling to me is a pretty interesting thing. I do enjoy the fact that you can catch an eel, because my cousin, literally within like the first minute he poked his bait in the first rock, he caught an eel like within the first minute we were there. It was pretty crazy. All of a sudden you just hear, "Hey, I pulled out an eel." Like, I was just like, what? So it's pretty interesting because you never know what you're gonna pull out of the rocks. Like, you can pull the monkey face eel out, you can pull a crab out, you can pull a baby rockfish out, you can pull like this other type of eel. It's like a little slimmer red eel. And the crab species, I don't exactly know. It seems like there are 2, because I know I saw a rock crab for sure, but there was another crab I thought I almost pulled out that didn't exactly look like a rock crab. It wasn't a Dungeness crab, that's for sure, but it looked like a different type of crab that wasn't a rock crab. So I don't know if there's a different crab species that also lives in those rocks, but there are a ton of rock crabs down there. So if you like to eat rock crabs, that's definitely a place for you to get rock crabs without having to use a crab snare. But I actually did try eating a monkey face eel, and I don't know if I didn't prep it right or if I didn't know how to cook it. We tried making it like a unagi Japanese eel, and all I can say is the texture of the meat of the monkey face eel is similar to like an unagi eel, but the taste for us, it had like a really strong algae taste, and it was a little bit too strong for me. So maybe I prepped it wrong, but in the future, if I go poke bowling, I probably won't eat the eel. I'll probably do catch and release, or if someone else likes the eel, maybe I'll give it to them to try, or if they like it, they can have it. If not, I'll probably just catch and release them. But it is really fun poke poling for those eels. So overall, this was my first trip out poke poling. I did not expect to get 16. I thought that was a normal thing. Whereas for my uncle and my cousin, they said they normally only get like 5 in a trip. So getting like 16 and throwing back 5 was a pretty good day. So all in all, probably go poke poling more in the future. It's not too far to get to that place, and timing out the tides is not too bad. And it's just really fun. Like it's pretty instantaneous action, as opposed to when you're fishing and you get no bites in a day, or you get 2 bites and that's about it. So it's a little bit different, a little bit more activity within poke poling. So I'll definitely try and go poke poling again. Sorry for the limited footage in this video, but anyways, I hope you liked listening to my first poke polling experience, and look forward to the next video, which should be my Delta Striper experience. So anyways, have a good one, everyone. Peace.